Here's the thing. This is like the worst place for us to possibly watch a chase in this area. So we're going to see what we can see, but there's a good chance that this somehow gets out of our field of vision. The cop is staying behind him. Jeez, this is bad, man.
Wow. I mean, we've already seen 3 or 4 crashes. I don't know how this one doesn't end really, really badly, guys.
I know, Des, as we watch all of this play out, this is a shooting suspect, according to police, but you said 5 people may be inside of this car?
That was what we heard. Occupied 5 times is their code for 5 people in the vehicle. Blasting by 80 miles an hour. Is that for real in the center divider right now? That's what our speedometer telling us. And the suspect nearly losing it right there.
Almost just slammed on the brakes right there.
Nearly losing it, completely wiping out right there as we are on Temple right now, blasting through all of this traffic. He's going to go right underneath us right now. Bear with us as we try to...
Number 2, yeah, it could have been number 3. There was another one, but it ended so fast.
Right now. Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is
LAPD
tough.
Really having trouble keeping up with this one here. Really sorry about the camera there.
There he is.
As we are now out of downtown Los Angeles.
Okay.
And still flying along here.
Everybody hit the thumbs up. On YouTube, hit that thumbs up.
So no.
Whoa.
Oh, another collision there.
Is that going to be it? Yeah, that's it.
I asked earlier.
Now, out of the vehicle, at least the...
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
No, this was my question.
At least they're out.
This was my question, Desmond. How can he have 5 people in the car, even if one wants to possibly end his life in driving so recklessly? I can't imagine that other people will go along with it. And they're, just as we've talked about this.
Oh, school kids.
It looks like all of them are out. Is that correct?
A school?
That's a school.
They're all out. I think this is a school right over here.
Yeah, so these...
you see a bunch of kids
supposedly they were involved in a shooting.
They went underneath this house right here, and right here, I believe this is a school. Try to get the name for it here shortly. You see LAPD's helicopter overhead.
Yo, Arab Prince, thank you.
Our map tracker is telling us right now. They ran underneath this awning. There was
2 months.
Scattered. This is going to be really, really difficult for LAPD, even though they were right
for real. It does.
There. The authorities were, the suspects rather, were able to get underneath.
This time I actually am on the clock. I am working. And I have been working, so this is just a quick break, I guess.
With it being so close to a school, I don't know if you saw some folks over there in the parking lot. I don't know if those were students, but it looked like even before they took off, there might have been some.
So they went. I mean, they didn't plan this, right? Like they got in the car crash right there and ran in here. It wasn't like they were planning to go to this place, right?
I'm not exactly sure.
I mean, they didn't choose this spot to get in the car wreck.
And hopefully, maybe Mike can give us some more direction on that.
Yeah, this is the building that Desmond's looking at is the school, and it does look like there were some kids there, maybe an after-school program. I think goes until 6 o'clock. The other thing that I wanted to point out, I just played the radio traffic back from when this first started, and it sounds like it's a Newton gang unit that initiated this pursuit of these shooting suspects. So. Shooting suspect, and we don't know how many of them are actually suspects as you're looking at the crash there on the right side of your screen, and then they all get out.
They just jumped out right then.
And then it looked like a couple of them may have run actually towards the
school. There's 4 of them.
And we saw those kids running. I don't see the kids anymore, so hopefully those after-school care staff were able to get the kids into a safe place.
So, dude, where the fuck are they then? They're just back there?
But yeah, I mean, they are, a couple of them.
They're there. Okay, there's 2 of them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so
Because, I mean, they couldn't have gotten far away, dude.
Yeah, 2 of 5 right here that are sprawled out, but I know at least 2 or 3 others went running. You know what?
Yeah, I don't know if the car was disabled, but...
And those kids probably heard it, and they heard the lights and sirens, and whoever the adult was probably told them to, get inside immediately is what I'm guessing, because you saw all those poor kids immediately go running.
Yeah, no, Charles, I'm probably not going to be live too much longer, you know? What's up, Hannah? It was the clown car, Archie.
I got to tell you, a lot of the pursuits, the most insane, dangerous ones we've seen have involved alleged gang members, so I can't say that I'm too surprised by that information, but at least we have 2 of 5 sprawled out. But it's unclear who the shooting suspect is. Most likely the driver, of course. That's always the
Just a lot of desperation in this one. Look at that cop just staying right behind him.
So there's still a couple of other people that they need to find here.
Well, I guess the good news here, guys, is that this pursuit is over.
Oh, yeah.
At least they are not on the street
Damn.
or on the freeways endangering other people. That would be the best news. And that
They
at
really
least have
wanted to
2
get
in
away.
Custody. Again, this was just so. It could have ended even more violently, though. Thank goodness. So
yeah,
far,
I
no
mean-
one was hurt.
Oh,
in
It could have
this.
been way
Obviously,
worse. I hope the person they hit is
physically,
all
we're not
right.
talking about the damages to vehicles.
Especially when they're driving on the wrong side of the road, and that is, almost the guarantee way to get the cops to stop chasing you. And I saw that Slick Top Newton unit, that gang unit, went the wrong way with the driver, which is very, very unusual. I'm also noticing that LAPD has actually 2 helicopters over this right now. So whatever this was, and we don't know if it's a fresh shooting or if it's we ran the license plate and the car came back to it. But they definitely wanted these people to follow them wrong way through downtown is unusual and extraordinary. And then the fact that they've also got 2 law enforcement helicopters over this scene so that they can make sure they try to locate everybody involved.
And back to you, Des. You had just talked about you hope
Ooh,
see that
that
car
was a
right there
violent
was
crash there. That was not a. That was a collision.
Yeah, I don't know if the
Lights
wheels
up.
fucked up or it's just the piece of the
Yeah.
that
boy,
piece
I mean,
of the
that was,
car.
Chauncey and Pat, right before we went to air, I mean, there was, several of.
And shout out to Beal for letting me know
Most
about
of,
this
were
like
mostly just trading paint or knocking off
20
mirrors.
seconds
Very
before
unfortunate for
anybody
everyone,
else could have.
involved in those crashes, but
Every
this
second
person got
matters.
So close to wiping out some pedestrians out there at several different junctures in downtown LA, even driving the wrong way on Figueroa, head-on traffic going 60 miles an hour. So that really just tells you how much LAPD wanted to to get these suspects. I mean, we've seen it so often where it almost seems
Okay,
like
well, it's the
some of these
second one I was
suspects
able
know
to
that
stream today, but there
the
was
greater they
another
drive,
one,
the higher the
not in
probability
LA,
that
it was somewhere
LAPD
else,
especially will be willing
where it
to let
was,
go. But
would have been
LAPD
similar to
made a different
this.
calculation this time.
When the news
This
went live, it was like
a
5
pursuit
minutes.
suspect that they really wanted to get, not
They
clearly
panic
have the
ran? Yeah, I
suspect
think you're
getting
right,
custody,
Charles.
so
I
they
mean,
only
it's got to
two
be,
of the 5
who knows what,
in the vehicle, and
must have been
my
intense.
instinct's telling me that neither one of these are the drivers, but just an insanely dangerous pursuit, and you're right, Pat. Boy, this could have ended so much worse.
And as we can see there, law enforcement are armed and at the ready. They have their guns pointed in the direction of the school, which is unfortunate, obviously, for
That
the
was
kids
quick.
there,
Yeah,
but
Lewis
they're
always quick,
inside
right?
And do not have any, view to any of this that is that's going on. From where you are, Des, can you tell if they've fanned out? We're focusing on this shot right here in front. Do we see other officers setting up a perimeter or actually going through some of those buildings? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, don't see them
The one
going
from
through
earlier
the
today,
buildings
Sean?
yet. I see some officers out here on the periphery of the school. They're
I saw
definitely
that.
trying to
I mean, I was
seal,
watching
this
it,
area
but
down. I know the helicopters overhead. There are technical flight officers trying to guide.
I
some
didn't
of the
turn it
units
on
in
until
here.
right after they got out of the
Unfortunately,
car.
I think they may have lost visual of the driver of the vehicle just as we did. They went.
So one
underneath
guy's
this
still
awning
out?
right here. May have climbed that fence, and I mean they might be in the school right now. We haven't heard that they've taken any other suspects into custody yet at this point. So, even though LAPD was right on their tail
They've
the
requested
entire
an
time,
ambulance, Charles
the
said,
suspect,
for
a couple of
someone
them
involved in the
anyway,
accident.
We're still able to evade capture, at least for now.
And Des, I know all of them just suddenly dispersed there once getting out of the car.
Thanks,
but
Charles.
That awning you talked about, that's the awning onto the school. So there's it's very likely that one or two of those suspects might have run into, at least on the campus of this school, because behind the fence is the campus, correct?
Yes, yes, it is. I mean, they would have to scale that fence, but a lot of these suspects are running on adrenaline, and they hadn't been running that far, so they may have been able to get over that fence.
Fleeing for a
we saw those
felony
students
and
or whoever was on
ambulance
the campus there
requested
reacting
for
very,
the
very quickly.
accident.
So I'm sure
Okay.
that they are inside. We're hopefully able to get into one of these buildings right here, into a locked building, or out to the front of the campus, so that they are not in harm's way either. We did hear that they believe that the suspect was armed with a gun. So that's another complicating factor, just depending on how desperate that suspect really is.
It makes
I
you
think it's
wonder,
at
if this
Temple.
school,
I mean, it looks like
we're
up
hearing
here
all
when they
these
got out, it
stories
says
about
Temple and
school police,
Edgeware.
about not having them. This would certainly be a time where you would want school police, I would imagine, just to be inside, on that campus, and possibly helping to notify LAPD.
Oh, I don't have my
if they see
cam
more
on?
suspects. Is
Oh,
this the
that's
second
dumb. You
suspect,
guys should have told
Desmond,
me.
that's being handcuffed
Fuck.
right now?
Yeah,
Well, I
this
got a
is one of
clip
the
that I'm
ones
gonna
that
make,
was
and I didn't have my
splayed out,
cam on.
that we saw. And again, we saw 2 of them basically willfully give
It's all
up
your
at the
guys'
end,
fault. Fuck.
But it was believed that as many as 5 were in the car, and I'm pretty sure the driver is one of the ones that took off, running back behind this building.
Hey,
up this
Lee, what's
driveway
up?
Right here, into the rear of the school, into this area right here. There is some. Okay, there is some chatter I'm hearing on the radio. They may have located another suspect right now outside of the school.
So there's 4, right? So it looks like they got
we'll
one
see
guy
if they're
down
able
here.
to bring anybody else here.
They're not looking in the right spot right now.
Yeah,
But it
you
looked
know,
like
you
they had a
wonder
guy
if-
down at
if,
the bottom of the screen there,
this-
right?
Quite a bit of time has
Did
gone
you guys
by,
see that? They
so
had somebody
could
in
be
cuffs
anywhere
down
when you say
here.
outside of the school. Hopefully they have seen this third suspect, but with the time involved and where they are concentrated right here in front of the school,
And I
they
didn't
could
see
have, fanned out into other areas.
Liquor
and
store
Des, I
right
didn't
by
see
the
any
school.
other
Love it.
officers running, near the school or onto the campus or even here on the side. It seems to be focused right here.
Right,
at
they had
this
2 on the
intersection in front of
ground,
the
and then I thought they were just walking another guy over.
Yeah, I
But
think
maybe
they
it
wanted
was one of the
to,
guys from,
you
I
know,
don't know.
secure the vehicle, and you had again a couple of those that were willing to surrender, so they wanted to make sure that they got them. By the time that they were out of their vehicle, the units that arrived, I didn't see any of them go running back into this area. It sounds like they might be talking about this liquor store here on the corner, possibly, is some of the chatter that I think I just heard about, where they may suspect another one of the suspects are. But well, why not show you the area that we're talking about? You can see LAPD over here, so put up the map tracker. This is off of Temple and Douglas Street. So that's the western end of the perimeter. But there's one of the 2 helicopters overhead on this one as well.
Okay.
But I still have not heard anyone else being taken into custody.
Well, Des, we are going to make sure that we come back to you for more information on what happens out there, those developments. But thanks so much so far. We know that this ended in a crash, and they have 2 suspects in custody. All right, Des, we'll be getting back to you. But we do have more breaking news to tell you about at 5 o'clock. A terrifying collision course. A USC bus collides with a metro train in Exposition Park, injuring more than 50 people.
That crash happened between Normandy Avenue and Figueroa Street near USC's campus.
And KCAL assignment editor Mike Rogers joins us now from the desk.
Okay, guys, I got to get out of here. I'm working. I got shit to
Yeah,
do.
Pat and Chauncey, a big
All right.
scene there by the LA Fire Department. They had to treat
Breaking
all these
news.
people that were on.
Breaking snooze. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. If I go live again, it's because there's another chase, in which case you should come back and watch it with me. It'll probably last for like 5 minutes.